Hello and welcome. My name is Hagai Katz. I'm recording this video from Breda, Netherlands. I'm 40 years old, and from the last 16 and a half year, I'm practicing healing together with beloved ETs. It's a beautiful beings from the higher dimensions, and they are here because we ask for them, and they are here also to help us. I'm talking about really beings that have abilities to treat us, to help us, and to give us a better quality of life. Together with people that have abilities to give healings and the right talent to do it together, there is a combination. So I met the E.t medical team 16 years ago by Adrian de Veer. He passed away in 2004, and he was one of the well-known E.t healers. He was present his work from around the world, and his work was remarkable. I was inspired by him, and I was a student of him the last 3 years of his life. And I learned a lot about healing, and I learned about ETs, and I learned about communications, and I learned about how to become even a better person. And then I started also to open my own practice. I realized that there is so much need in the people. People need to be healed, and I know there is so many methods of healings, and there is a lot of course, the traditional medicine that helps us, and we have also the alternative medicine that help us. So who are the ETs, and what is really unique in the work of the healing of the ETs? Well, first thing I want to say, the ETs that I'm talking about, extraterrestrials, aliens, light beings, whatever you want to call them, they are from the higher dimension. They are not living in the 3D world or 4D world. They are much more higher. They have talents, they have being, they have soul, they can communicate. They are just live in a parallel universe, parallel dimension, sorry. And they have technology that can help us not directly on the physical body, but also on the etheric layers and the astral layer and all the what we call the energetically layer that are exist above our flesh. It means we cannot see them in our own eyes. There is a lot of people that have clairvoyant or clairsentious feelings, psychic, that have abilities to communicate with them. I was blessed also to be born as someone like this, so I have capability to speak with them, talking to them, receiving images on a telepathic level, and so on and so on. And I was really curious to see how they are really work, because if we are here in this earth, in this 3D, in the flesh, in the physical material, and they are in a higher dimension, how they can influence, how they can integrate, and what they can do. So they explained me about the cosmic lore, about keeping the privacy and the free will of the people, and this is role number one, that we are chose to be here and only to see in our own eyes what we can see, and only what we see in our own eyes have accessibility, they have permit to communicate with us directly, because they are not in this dimension of us. They need a permission from the higher dimensions to have a contact with certain people in a certain way. And it goes like this: they go through a medium or someone that have pure intentions to help other people. They communicate through the what we call the tetra waves, are actually the telepathically communication that actually everybody have. And the people that have it a little bit, let's say, develop, they can communicate with them, and they can train them to be what we call the healer, people that have ability to transform healing powers from the universe directly to the person, and also in the same time to communicate with them. So we, if I'm talking about myself, can ask a person, or a person can ask me to receive healing from me. And I can ask the ETs and tell them. That means the person that will receive the healing is consciously awake and alert and aware of the effect that the ET healers are treating him together with me. I am the intermediary as well as the healer, and the one that can really they can make a phone call or send an email or text message, and I will answer them directly. I found out it's really beautiful to see that some people realize really when they are on the table that they have abilities also to speak with the ETs. And I know in the same time there is a lot of people that works very hard. They wants to be a medium and they wants to participate in a course and a workshop, etc. And they are capable to speak and to communicate with spirits, with angels, with light beings, but not with ETs. And some people that have no education whatsoever, voila, they can. So I never can know who can communicate with them or not. Is it we say 0 or 1, or you have it or you don't have it. So it's a kind of ability, like someone, I cannot play piano, I cannot play a guitar or be a basketball player. I can, but I will not be so talented about it. And so this is my talent, to be a healer, to be a clairvoyant, and to give people the opportunity to be healed. So they chose me, and I'm really grateful every day about this opportunity. And how they can work, because I told you, okay, they work via me, together with me, on the etheric layer, on the energetically layer, and the energetically layer are attached and connect with beautiful light wires through the physical body. It means that in the end, this process of healing goes into our flesh, into our emotional body, into our consciousness level, and we can, of course, react. And what is reaction? It starts with sensations. I can say that according to my experience, at least 95% of the people can sense the treatment, the healing process. On the table, people feel warm, relaxation, tingling, movement in the body. Sometimes people are reacting in a very dramatic emotions expression, which is fine. Some people really can shake or move their body, but it's all very friendly and very light. So there is no reason to be worried about it. But many people can feel it. Some of the people can even see them also without being aware before the effect. They can see them. And I can tell you a lot of cases that it was like this. So, and I mean, this is all possible, and some people can also communicate with them. And I also trained a lot of people that have ability to work with the ETs, and they really found out they have ability when they are here on the table, even without being aware of it before. And of course, there's a lot of people that comes and they wants to be E.t Healer, but I'm sorry, it's not possible always. It's only if you have a soul contract or soul desire to have practice or a collaboration with the beloved ETs. And I know there is a lot of groups, and every group have a different agenda. I don't say which is good or which is bad. This is all about what is good for you and what is good for other people. I personally work with the extraterrestrials from the planet Sirius B, and sometimes I also collaborate with the light beings from the Pleiadian, the extraterrestrials from the Pleiadian, and another planet that have not a really famous name, so I will not mention it right now. but they have sometimes a character very similar to us. Their soul structure is also similar, so they can really be in a compassion, in understanding, and a lot of beautiful and warm humor. So when a client comes and he asks for healing, that it means he gives his permission to receive healing. And then we need to make an appointment. We come here and we start to make conversation to know what is the main goal for his healing in this moment. And I say it like this because a lot of people come and because they have pain or because they have sorrow or because they have all kinds of blockages. And for me, this is really, really important to know in this very moment what is the most important issue that needs to be treated now. And I want to be precise, I want to be precise because then it works. Because you can, people sometimes have maybe 10 intentions, a lot of wishes, and I say, hey, please, let's be reasonable because we have 1 hour and we need to focus. And if we focus good, you might be surprised that maybe not one or not two, or maybe several of your intention will be solved. But we need to really, really work and to have a good intention and good focus to see what is the right domino card that we need to push. And he will make other follow his path. So our conversation in the beginning is really to let go of everything and to see the essence of what we need to work right now. And now I want to speak briefly about healing process. Because healing process, what is this? You know, this is here on the table. Is it here? Is it when you go home? Is it maybe 2 years before or maybe 1 year in the future? This is really, really important question because people say when they are sick, they are sick. I mean, you feel sick, but basically the truth is when you feel sick, then you really start your healing process. So you really, really need to be careful and to be aware of this. First, see, check it, go to a doctor, take advice, go to a natural doctor, make exams, do everything that, of course, you need to do, but then this is your choice what to do and how to do it. And for me, it's very important to say I cannot decide or give advice about treatments, other treatments you do, medicine, surgery. I cannot. It's also not allowed. But this is really now very important to understand and listen carefully. You need to be grateful that you feel sick because you have now the opportunity to take the next step and to help yourself. And when you apply everything that you can, then you really need to see what is really working for you, and also to be smart. And I know there is a lot of people who wants to get rid of all the what they call the convention medicines, and they only wants to do alternative and needles, and this is fine, but we also need to see the reality. So I advise to you to look first that the moment you feel sick, the moment you feel blocked, the moment you feel that your emotional state are not stable, then you should be grateful for your body because now it gives you the opportunity to fix it. And not to be frustrated and angry and whatever. And I know it's easy to say, but just pay attention to it. So people come to me when they feel sick, okay? That means they have the opportunity to be better, okay? And there is an opportunity, of course, but I can never guarantee. What we do in everything that we do is actually support the body to be in the status that he can also resolve and he can restore his power of creation, the power of healing, the power of existence. So if we open a blockage, we do it in a way that later on the body is continuing to work. We cannot connect someone to a machine and make his bloodstream and make his brain work fantastic, or in the intestine work. This is not the goal. We don't. Our goal is really to support and to open some blockages that are really, really difficult sometimes to do it ourselves. Otherwise, if you solve it yourself, you don't need to be here. But if you're here, that means you need a support, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. This is really about now it's time for yourself, take responsibility, take care of yourself, and at the same time, be aware and monitor. So, how the ETs are working. First of all, after our conversation is really to focus the mental, energetically, and emotional status and get all the data from your condition. And then when you are on the table, this is really the moment that I'm starting the healing process. Actually, the healing process is already started when you decide that you want to come here and you want to start your healing. And it's not only about coming here, it's also when you go to your acupuncture or you go to your chiropractor, it's the same, because your intention is to help yourself. So when the client is laid down on the table, is ready to be scanned, and it is from the higher dimension they scanned. A lot of people, like I told you, they can already feel the sensation, and then they start to look what is in the body. If it's emotional blockage because of childhood trauma, if it's energetically blockage because of broken heart, if it's really pain in the arm because of physical trauma, name it, okay? What they do, they use all kinds of special devices to open those blockages and to restore the energy in the same place that the blockages exist, and then the body is do it himself. They check it when it works, and then it's over. I'm working also with my hands. Most of the time I'm not touching the client. Sometimes I do put my hands, because there is a need to have a human connection and to put the energy deeper into the body. And of course I only put a little bit, but it makes the connection even better when it's needed. Every session that I do, it starts with a conversation, and when the client is on the table, I guide him also how he can heal himself. Of course, somebody can tell, well, I don't want to do anything, I just want to be neutral and to get the healing from you, fine. But if you want to be active, I can also train you during the session how you can help yourself now during the session, but also later when you're at home. I will give you some guided meditation, some activation that you can also do for yourself. And always I will be there for you. When you need me 24/7, if there is something happen, if there is question, if you want to update me about your process, or you have a very important question, I'm here for you. And this is really my work. This is what I do. And I can tell you how to be here, to be healed in the best place for yourself, is when you fully can honestly trust yourself that you made the right choice for yourself. And then you come to heal yourself together with the help of the beloved ETs, me and archangels, and a lot of beautiful energy that exist here, that I have not named for everything. It's really about be a partner of the healing, to be an active part in this process, if you can, and if you believe. And I can tell you there is much different if you are here in active mode, or you are here in a passive mode, and which is all fine, but I'm giving you the right to make the choice. So, this is some introduction about my work. I will give some more videos about specific healing methods that I also develop, how you can heal yourself. And the next videos will be a healing process that you can actually visualize yourself here on this table, and we will transport a special energy that you can actually experience full healing during watching the video. So I really recommend you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you really get a notification on it, and follow me on Facebook, on Twitter. I also going to do a Facebook Live so you can be more introductive, more communicative. Yeah, so